Hey everybody, I'm Jack Reeder with Future Pastimes, and I'm the designer of Firefly Misbehavin. And I wanted to talk about a couple of variants for Firefly Misbehavin that I've come up with since the game has come out. They're the sort of things that would be in an expansion. We don't know if there ever will be an expansion to Firefly Misbehavin, although that has not stopped me from designing one, which I've done. So I've designed a full expansion for the game. I'm playtesting it in Tabletop Simulator, and if that's something that you'd be interested in being a part of, you let me know. And it has 2 new factions in it, all sorts of new market cards, new episodes, and new supply sets, and a few new things that are not part of the base game at all. But there's a couple of variants, and I'm going to talk about them in this video because they're things that you can do right now if you have Firefly. They don't require any other special components or materials, and they'll spice things up even more. So that's what I'm going to cover in this video. The first is the concept of hostages, taking a hostage. So a hostage is a character from somebody else's starting deck that you have nabbed in a fight. So that is a starting deck character. So for instance, in Serenity's deck, their 2 starting characters are Malcolm and Zoe. With Niska, you've got Niska and Victor and Crow and the Torturer are all characters from the starting deck. I will point out that the mercenaries, while they're people, they're not characters, so they don't count for hostages. If you nab a mercenary, you're just going to add it to your deck, and now you've got the mercenary as part of your crew. But with the hostages, it works a little bit differently. So if I get into a fight with Niska and I have nabbed Victor, I'm not going to add Victor to my recycle pile. He's not going to enter my deck at all. I'm just going to place him face up in front of my player board, and there he will remain. And at the start of my turns, while I have Victor hostage, I get +1 influence that I can use for my recruitments. Now, if another player wants to try to rescue the hostage, they're going to pick a fight with me, and they're going to put the fight target token on Victor. And again, his cost is also his defense, and I can bring cards into that fight in order to add their power to the defense to prevent him from being rescued or nabbed by a third party. Say Badger wants to nab him. Then it works just like a normal fight, but the winner, of course, would add that card to their hand, and if they're taking him hostage, then it would just go face up in front of their player board just like it would with me. But the other thing is that you can make a deal to get that character back. And so you're using your activation to make a deal. You still have to use a starting card with the deal icon. For instance, Malcolm has the deal attribute, but you could use a palaver, for instance. And you are going to pay credits in the amount of that card's cost to whoever has them as their hostage. And they don't have to agree to the deal, but they can still cancel the deal the way that you would normally cancel deals. A Misbehavin, for example, can cancel a deal. And the Serenity, for instance, they can discard the Frontier Model B from their hand to cancel a deal. Otherwise, they're going to get those credits. So if I have captured Victor, Niska can make a deal, give me the 4 credits, and then Niska would get that card back into their hand, which they can immediately use for influence if they have any on a recruitment, or if they have another activation, they can play them down, whatever the case may be. So that's hostages. It was a little more thematic. A lot of players were having a trouble with, Niska has captured Malcolm, so now he's in there, and they couldn't wrap their heads around why he was in their deck. And I was rationalizing it by he's not actively working for them. Maybe he's doing stuff because he's under duress, or it's just the fact that he is under their thumb, that they're able to get use out of him. But this makes more sense, so that's why the hostage situation was developed for it. The other thing is a new way to fight, and it's what I call shoot 'em politely, or just a shoot 'em up. And this is it's a lower stakes fight that you have with another player because there's no target card. So if you say, yeah, all right, I'm going to use my activation, I'm starting a fight with another faction, but I'm just going to shoot them politely, Not using the fight target token. You're just going to place it right in front of their player board to indicate who it is that you're fighting. And then you're just like a fight, you're going to be playing cards that have the fight attribute, and you're going to be adding your power, and the higher total is going to win. Now, unlike a normal fight where the attacker wins in case of a tie, if there's a tie when you're going to shoot them politely, then both sides lose. You're not really going to lose anything in it. You're just, all those cards that you play to your display area will get recycled normally, and then there's no gains. But if you do win, the point of it here is you're actually going to get 2 rewards. So normally for winning a fight, as explained on the back of the reference cards, there's some prizes for winning the fight. Normally, if you're attacking someone and you're targeting a card, that is one of the prizes. You will steal that card away and add it to your deck, or you will keep the card if you were defending it. But there's another reward that you get as well, and you either get to draw a card from your deck, you get to gain a verse token, or you get 1 credit from the bank. So here, when you win, shoot them politely, you're going to get 2 rewards. They can be 2 different or 2 the same. So you could say, I'm going to get 2 credits, or I'm going to get 2 verse tokens, or I'm going to draw a card and get a verse token, or whatever combination you want to do there. So it's, like I said, it's a little more lower stakes. There's no other card from your tableau. You're not dispatching a card for the win. But at the start of your turn, you're looking, you've got a lot of cards in your hand that have the fight attribute, and maybe you don't have a lot of influence. So this is a better way for you to get some credits, or get some verse tokens, or draw some cards. Maybe you're just hoping to draw something with more influence so that you can recruit something. So it gives you that flexibility. So you're just going to pick another player, and they certainly can try to win that fight in order to gain the rewards themselves. Or they can say, yeah, you know what, just shoot away. I'm just going to duck out of this. And they're able to get those rewards out of it. So just a little extra something in there that I think will give players some more flexibility. It's a little less aggressive, because you're like, all right, I'm going after one of your great cards. And sometimes you're like, I've got some fight here, but I don't quite have enough to take anything away that I would want. And they're not close to the win condition, so I'm not worried about dispatching them. Anything from their tableau, or maybe they just don't have anything in their tableau. You want to fight, shoot them politely on the first turn because you've drawn all those fight cards. Go for it. So that is what we've got. A couple of new variants for players and fans of Firefly Misbehavin. Let me know what you think of them in the comments, and if you try them out, let me know what you think of them. And of course, if you do want to play test all the other new stuff, let me know, and we'll get you in there in Tabletop Simulator and Discord. It's how we do all of our play testing. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.